Commander Taeho Kim stood at the window of Earth's orbital defense station. The stars looked peaceful today. Too peaceful. He knew that would not last. "Commander, we have the full recording now," said Ji-woo. She was the best intelligence officer in the Earth Defense Force. Her eyes were tired. She had been working for 30 hours without sleep. Taeho nodded. "Show me." The wall screen lit up. It showed a large round room filled with alien beings. 12 different species sat in a circle. This was the Galactic Council, the group that ruled most of known space. Humans had been watching them for years, but the Council did not know this. "Play the important parts," Taeho said. Ji-woo tapped her screen. The recording jumped ahead. A tall, blue-skinned alien with 4 arms stood up. This was Admiral Vox of the Hegemony, the strongest military power in the Council. "These humans are primitive," Vox said. His voice was deep and scratchy, translated by Earth computers. "Their ships are slow. Their weapons are weak. Their technology is hundreds of years behind ours." Another alien stood. This one had green scales and yellow eyes. General Dren of the Axiom Collective. "Our spies have studied Earth for 2 years," said Dren. "They have only 20 space stations. Their ships cannot travel faster than light. They have no energy shields. Their biggest weapons are simple nuclear bombs." Dren pressed a button. A map of Earth appeared above the council table. "We can destroy their space stations in 1 hour. Their military bases will fall in the next 2 hours. Their governments will surrender within 6 hours. This is not even a real war. It is pest control." The aliens around the table nodded and made sounds of agreement. A smaller alien with purple skin spoke next. "But why attack them at all? They have not left their solar system. They are not a threat." Admiral Vox turned all 4 of his eyes to the purple alien. "Not a threat yet. But humans breed quickly and they are clever. In 100 years they might be dangerous. We must stop them now, while it is easy." Taeho watched as the council voted. Every member raised a hand or tentacle or claw to support the attack. "The decision is final," said the council leader, a gray-skinned alien with a large head. "The Armada will leave in 2 days. Earth will be contained." The recording ended. The room was quiet. "How did we get this?" Taeho asked. "Our deep space probe caught their transmission," Ji-woo said. "They don't know we can break their codes." The door opened. Chief Scientist Hyun-Soo Lee walked in. He carried a tablet computer. "You saw the recording?" Hyun-Soo asked. Taeho nodded. "Yes. They think we're weak." "Good." Hyun-Soo smiled. "That works in our favor." Taeho turned to look out the window again. Earth was beautiful from space. Blue, oceans, white clouds, green and brown land. His home. 7 billion people who didn't know they were about to face an alien armada. "How ready is Project Thunderbolt?" he asked. 98%, said Hyun-Soo. "Director Kang says they need 12 more hours." "The alien fleet will arrive in 18 hours, Ji-woo said. "That gives us 6 hours of safety room." Taeho took a deep breath. "They think they know everything about us, but they missed the most important thing." "They missed Thunderbolt." Hyun-Soo agreed. For 50 years since humans first detected alien signals, Earth had been preparing. The world's governments had kept space technology simple and visible. But deep underwater, hidden from space observation, they built their real defenses. "Send a message to all stations," Taeho said. "Code red. This is not a drill." Ji-woo tapped on her computer. Message sent. "Now we call the Security Council," Taeho said. 3 hours later, Taeho stood in a secure room 200 meters below the United Nations building in New York. The walls were thick concrete. No signal could get in or out without permission. 20 people sat around a table, the leaders of Earth's most powerful nations. They had just watched the Alien Council recording. President Jae Hwa-yoon of Korea spoke first. "How certain are we that this recording is real?" 100%, Taeho said. "We've been tracking their communications for years, and they really think they can defeat us in 6 hours?" asked the American president. Yes, said Tejo. Because they don't know about Thunderbolt. He pressed a button. A 3D image appeared above the table. It showed Earth surrounded by tiny dots. These are the 47 Thunderbolt satellites, Tejo explained. They are invisible to alien sensors. Each one carries a quantum displacement generator. In simple terms, please, said the British Prime Minister. Tejo nodded. The satellites can create a bubble of altered space. Anything inside that bubble gets pushed slightly out of normal reality. Ships, weapons, communications, nothing works properly inside the bubble. And this will stop their attack, asked the Chinese president. It will do more than stop it, Tejo said. It will end the war before it really begins. The room was quiet as the world leaders thought about this. What about after? Asked the Indian Prime Minister. Even if we stop this attack, they will try again with better weapons. That's why we need to make a strong first impression, Tejo said. We won't destroy their ships, we'll trap them. Then we negotiate from a position of strength. President Yoon stood up. Commander Kim is right. For 50 years we've hidden our true technology. We made them think we were weak. Now we show them just enough of our strength to make them respect us. One by one, the world leaders voted. The decision was unanimous. Project Thunderbolt is approved for use, President Yoon announced. Commander Kim, you will coordinate with Director Kang. Tejo bowed slightly. Yes, Madam President. Deep under the Pacific Ocean, Director Sunmi Kang received the message. The massive underground facility hummed with activity. Hundreds of scientists and engineers moved with purpose. They had trained for this day for years. Thunderbolt is go, Sunmi announced. Final checks on all systems. Chief Engineer Do-Yen Choi looked up from his station. Power systems at 100%, quantum cores stable. Young Ho Baek, the youngest scientist on the team, approached with a tablet. Director, I've run the final simulations. If the aliens follow their standard attack patterns, we can end this in under 10 minutes. Sunmi took the tablet and studied the numbers. And if they surprise us? 15 minutes maximum, Young Ho said confidently. Sunmi looked around the control room. The best minds on Earth had built this system. 50 years of secret work was about to be tested. Inform Commander Kim, she said. Thunderbolt will be ready in 9 hours. We will not fail. Above them, hidden by miles of ocean water, the alien armada was already moving toward Earth. They expected to find a helpless planet with primitive defenses. What they would find instead would change the balance of power in the galaxy forever. The underwater base shook slightly. Far above, ocean waves grew rough as a storm formed. But 2 kilometers below the surface, the weather didn't matter. What mattered was time. They had 12 hours before the alien fleet arrived. Director Sunmi Kang walked through the main control room. Screens covered the walls. Each screen showed a different part of Project Thunderbolt. Some showed the hidden satellites in space. Others showed power levels and system checks. Status report, Sunmi said. Chief Engineer Do-Yen Choi looked up from his workstation. All 47 satellites are in position. Power systems are at full capacity. The quantum displacement field generators are stable. Any problems? Sunmi asked. Small power fluctuation in satellite 36, Do-Yen said. We fixed it remotely. Everything is green now. Sunmi nodded. She had worked on Thunderbolt for 20 years. Do-Yen had been with the project even longer. Together with hundreds of Earth's best scientists, they had built something the aliens thought was impossible. The aliens will scan our planet when they arrive, Sunmi said. Will they detect the satellites? No, said Do-Yen. We tested against their scanning technology. The satellites are completely invisible to them. Young Ho Baek approached with a tablet computer. The young scientist was only 30 years old, but his understanding of quantum physics had helped solve Thunderbolt's biggest problems. Director Kang, Young Ho said. I've been studying the alien attack patterns from their previous conquests. Look at this. He showed her the tablet. It displayed a formation of ships in a pincer shape. This is how they attacked the Centauri system, Young Ho explained, and the Proxima colonies. They always use the same basic strategy. They're confident, Sunmi said. They've won every war for 500 years. They don't think they need new tactics against us. Their mistake, Young-ho said with a smile. I've programmed Thunderbolt to counter this exact formation. When they move into position, we'll activate the field. They'll be trapped instantly. A voice came over the speakers. Director Kang, Commander Kim is calling for you. Sunmi walked to her private office and activated the secure screen. Taeho's face appeared. He looked tired but focused. Director, he said. What's your status? Thunderbolt is ready, Sunmi replied. All systems are green. How are things? Up there? The President will address the world in 1 hour, Taeho said. We're positioning our visible defenses. The orbital stations are on high alert. The stations won't last long against their weapons, Sunmi said. They don't need to last long, Taeho reminded her. Just long enough to make the aliens think they're our best defense. They need to believe they're winning until we spring the trap. Sunmi nodded. What about evacuation? Major cities are being quietly emptied, Taeho said. People are told it's a drill. We don't want panic. The aliens will be watching for unusual activity. And the world leaders? Secure in underground bunkers, Taeho answered. President Yoon will coordinate the response. After we trap the alien fleet, she will lead the negotiations. The screen beeped with an alert. Sunmi checked it quickly. The alien fleet just passed Mars, she said. They're moving faster than expected. Arrival in 10 hours, not 12. Taeho's expression didn't change. Do you need more time? No, Sunmi said firmly. Thunderbolt is ready. We can activate it with 5 minutes' notice. Good, Taeho said. I'll inform the President. Stand by for further orders. The screen went dark. Sunmi took a deep breath and returned to the control room. The aliens are moving faster than expected, she announced. Everyone to your stations. Final checks on all systems. The room filled with focused activity. These men and women had trained for years for this moment. There was no fear, only determination. Sunmi walked to the large central screen. It showed Earth from space. Tiny dots represented the approaching alien ships. In 10 hours, those ships would enter Earth orbit, expecting an easy victory. They think they know us, Sunmi said quietly. They have no idea what humans can do when threatened. President Jae-hwa-yoon sat in the secure communication room, deep beneath the presidential palace. 6 screens in front of her showed the leaders of other major nations. Above them, a larger screen showed the alien fleet's position. The Armada has passed Mars, said the American president. Our space telescopes count 322 ships. How powerful are they? Asked the Russian president. One of their destroyer-class ships could wipe out a city, the Chinese president answered. Their larger vessels could cause extinction-level events if they target our planet directly. President Yoon spoke calmly. They won't get that chance. Project Thunderbolt will stop them before they can fire on Earth. And if Thunderbolt fails? The German chancellor asked. Then we fight with everything we have, President Yoon said firmly. But Thunderbolt will not fail. For 50 years we have prepared. We will defend our home. A military officer entered the room and handed her a message. She read it quickly. Director Kang reports that Thunderbolt is fully operational, she announced. All 47 satellites are in position. The quantum displacement field is ready. What about our visible defenses? Asked the Indian Prime Minister. Our 20 space stations are on high alert, President Yoon said. Our lunar base is armed. We have 100 space fighters ready to launch. It's not much, but it doesn't need to be. It only needs to look like our best effort. The British Prime Minister nodded. The trap is set, now we wait. Not quite, President Yoon said. Now I must address the world. The screens changed to show a broadcasting studio. It was time to tell humanity that they were not alone in the universe and that aliens were coming to attack. It was time to prepare the world for war. President Yoon stood before the camera. Her face showed strength and calm. The red light came on. She began to speak. People of Earth, today I must share news of great importance. We are not alone in the universe. On the alien flagship, Admiral Vox stood on the command bridge. The massive ship was the pride of the hegemony fleet. It had destroyed worlds before. Earth would be an easy target, report, Vox ordered. We will reach Earth orbit in 9 hours, Admiral, said his second-in-command. Our scouts show minimal defenses. 20 space stations, small weapons, no energy shields. Have they detected us? Vox asked. Yes, Admiral. Their primitive sensors spotted us as we passed their red planet. They are scrambling their forces now. Vox made a sound that was like laughter. So predictable. Send the message again. Offer them the chance to surrender. Yes, Admiral. Shall I prepare the invasion forces? Not yet, Vox said. First, we destroy their space defenses, then their military bases, then their governments. Only when they are broken will we land troops. On his command screen, Vox watched as Earth grew, larger. Such a blue planet, so full of water, such a waste that these humans controlled it. Soon it would belong to the hegemony, another trophy in their long list of conquests. 6 hours, Vox said to himself. The Council's prediction was correct. This will be over in 6 hours. He had no way of knowing how wrong he was. The world changed in a single day. President Yoon's speech told humanity the truth. Aliens were real and they were coming to attack Earth. Across the planet, people looked up at the sky with new fear. Some panicked. Most stayed calm and followed government instructions. Commander Tae-ho Kim stood on the bridge of Earth Defense Station 1. Through the large window, he could see Earth below. Beautiful and blue. Worth fighting for. Sir, the alien fleet will reach us in 30 minutes, said Captain Han-gil, the station commander. Tae-ho nodded. Are all stations ready? Yes, sir. All 20 stations are at battle positions. Our fighters are ready to launch. And our communications with Thunderbolt Base? Captain Han-gil checked his screen. Secure and clear, sir. Director Kang reports all systems green. Tae-ho touched the small device in his ear. Ji-woo, status report. Ji-woo Park's voice came through clearly. She was in the lunar observation post watching the approaching fleet. I count 326 ships, Commander. They're moving into attack formation now, just as Young-ho predicted. The pincer shape. Good, Tae-ho said. Keep watching. Inform me of any changes. He turned to Captain Han-gil. Now we wait. When they enter our attack range, fire all weapons. Make it look good. Make them think we're giving everything we have. Yes, sir, Captain Han-gil said. Though our weapons won't do much against their shields. They don't need to, Tae-ho reminded him. We just need to hold their attention for 10 minutes. That's all Director Kang needs to activate Thunderbolt. The bridge was quiet as they waited. On screens around them, they could see the alien ships coming closer. Massive warships, hundreds of times more powerful than anything humans had built. Or at least anything humans had shown to the galaxy. Commander? Ji-woo's voice came again. They're sending a message. To all Earth communication systems. Tae-ho nodded. Put it on screen. The main screen flickered. An alien face appeared. 4 eyes, blue skin, expression cold and confident. Admiral Vox of the hegemony. People of Earth, the alien said in perfect English. I am Admiral Vox, commander of the Galactic Council Armada. Your planet has been designated for containment. Your technology and expansion represent a future threat to galactic stability. Vox paused, his 4 eyes blinking in sequence. Surrender. Now. Disable your defenses. Accept Council authority. If you comply, your people will be allowed to live under our guidance. If you resist, we will show no mercy. You have 10 minutes to respond. The screen went dark. Tae-ho touched his ear device again. Madam President, did you receive the message? Yes, Commander. President Yoon's voice was calm. Send our response as planned. Tae-ho nodded to the communications officer. Send response. Package Alpha. The officer pressed several buttons. Message sent, sir. Tae-ho allowed himself a small smile. Response Package Alpha was a simple message. Earth will never surrender. Along with the message, they sent a burst of weapon fire from all 20 space stations. Not enough to harm the alien ships, but enough to show defiance. They're responding. Captain Hungil said. All alien ships powering weapons. Right on schedule, Taeho said. Connect me to Director Kang. The screen showed Sunmi's face. Behind her, the Thunderbolt control room was busy with activity. Director, they've made contact and we've refused surrender, Taeho said. They're powering weapons, time to execute. Sunmi nodded. Understood, Commander. Thunderbolt activating now. In the underwater base, Sunmi turned to Do-Yan and Young-Ho. Begin the sequence. Full power to all satellites. Do-Yan's fingers flew over his control panel. Powering up quantum cores, all satellites responding. Young-Ho monitored the alien fleet on his screen. They're in perfect position. The formation is exactly as predicted. Time to quantum displacement field activation? Sunmi asked. 2 minutes, Do-Yan answered. All systems running smoothly. On the main screen, they could see the alien ships firing their first weapons. Bright beams of energy struck Earth Defense Station 3. The station exploded in a ball of fire. They've destroyed Station 3, Young-Ho reported. Stations 5 and 7 are hit and damaged. Sunmi's face showed no emotion. The stations were mostly empty. Most crew had been evacuated, leaving only essential personnel. Those brave men and women knew their stations were not expected to survive. Their sacrifice would save Earth. Quantum displacement field at 70%, Do-Yan reported. 90%, 100%, field is stable. Activate Thunderbolt, Sunmi ordered. Now. Do-Yan pressed his palm against a scanner. Young-Ho did the same on another scanner. Sunmi placed her hand on a third. 3 leaders. 3 keys to humanity's defense. Thunderbolt activated, the computer announced. In space, nothing seemed to happen at first. The alien ships continued firing. More Earth stations exploded or burned. The aliens believed they were winning easily. On the alien flagship, Admiral Fox watched with satisfaction as human defenses crumbled. Pathetic, he said. Their stations fall with single hits. Their fighters are too few. This is even easier than we predicted. His second-in-command approached. Admiral, we're detecting an energy buildup around the planet, something we haven't seen before. Fox turned with annoyance. What kind of energy? Unknown, Admiral. It's not in our database. Scan it again, Fox ordered. It's probably just their fusion reactors exploding. Sir, another officer called out. Our weapons are losing power. What? Fox moved quickly to the weapons console. The readings made no sense. Check the systems. What's happening? Sir, engineering reports engine power dropping. Life support systems switching to backup. Something is draining our energy. Vox felt the first touch of fear. This was not normal. This was not what their intelligence had predicted. All ships report status, he commanded. The reports came in quickly. Every ship in the fleet was experiencing the same problems. Weapons failing, engines stopping, communications becoming static-filled. What is happening? Vox demanded. What are they doing to us? Then he felt it. A strange sensation, as if reality itself was shifting. The stars outside the viewport seemed to blur. Earth still looked solid but somehow distant, as if behind a thin veil. Sir, his science officer said, voice shaking. We're phasing. Out of normal space, we're being pushed into a pocket dimension. Impossible, Vox shouted. Humans don't have that technology. No one has that technology. But the evidence was before his eyes. His mighty fleet, the pride of the Galactic Council, was becoming trapped in a bubble of altered space. They could see out, but they couldn't affect the normal universe. Their weapons passed through normal matter without impact. Their communications couldn't reach the Council, and on his main screen, a new message appeared. A human face. Commander Taeho Kim. Admiral Vox, Taeho said, calmly. Your attack has failed. Your ships are now contained in a quantum displacement field. You can see us, but you cannot harm us. You cannot escape. You cannot call for help. Vox stared in shock. This is not possible. Your species is primitive. Taeho smiled slightly. We let you think that. We've been watching the Council for 50 years. We learned it was safer to appear weak while building our strength in secret. Release us immediately, Vox demanded. We will, Tejo said. After negotiations, a diplomatic vessel is approaching your ship now. Please prepare to receive our representative. The screen went dark. Vox stood in stunned silence. Around him, his officers looked to him for guidance, but he had none to give. The mighty armada, sent to conquer Earth in 6 hours, had been defeated in less than 10 minutes. The timer on the main screen of the Thunderbolt control room showed 8 minutes and 12 seconds. That was how long it had taken to defeat the alien armada. 8 minutes to trap more than 300 warships in the quantum displacement. Field Director Sunmi Kang looked at the timer with quiet pride. The 8-minute war, she said. That's what they'll call it in history books. Duyan checked his instruments. The field is stable. All alien ships are contained. They can't hurt us now. Young Ho pointed to a different screen. Look, the diplomatic ship is approaching the alien flagship. The diplomatic vessel was small and unarmed. It carried Earth's representative to meet Admiral Vox. The person chosen for this important job was Min Jae-cho, Earth's most skilled diplomat. He had been studying alien languages and customs for 20 years, preparing for this day. The quantum field will allow the diplomatic ship to pass through? Sunmi asked. Yes, Young Ho confirmed. It's tuned to let our ships in and out but keep their ships trapped. Sunmi nodded and touched her communication device. Commander Kim, Thunderbolt reports complete success. The field is stable. All enemy ships are contained. Good work, Director, Tejo's voice replied. I'm heading to the diplomatic ship now. I'll accompany Min-jae to meet Admiral Vox. Aboard the alien flagship, Admiral Vox paced the command bridge. His 4 arms moved in angry gestures. His blue skin had turned darker, with rage and fear. How did they do this, he demanded. How did primitives trap us? No one answered. His officers were busy trying to restore their systems. Nothing worked. Their engines were dead. Their weapons could not fire. Even their backup systems were failing. Junior officer approached nervously. Admiral, the human ship has docked at Airlock 7. They request permission to come aboard. Do I have a choice? Vox asked bitterly. No, Admiral, the officer admitted. They can override our systems. Vox straightened his uniform. He was still the admiral of the hegemony fleet. He would face these humans with dignity. Bring them to the command bridge, he ordered, and send for General Dren. I want the Axiom Collective to witness this too. Minutes later, the bridge doors opened. 2 humans entered. One wore a military uniform with commander insignia. The other wore formal diplomatic clothes. Admiral Vox, the diplomat said in perfect hegemony language. I am Min Jae-cho, Earth's diplomatic representative. This is Commander Tae-ho Kim of Earth Defense Force. Vox did not bow or offer any greeting. You have attacked and imprisoned a Galactic Council armada. This is an act of war against all 12 Council species. Min-jae smiled slightly. No, Admiral. You attacked us. We simply defended ourselves, without destroying a single ship or taking a single life. Unlike the Council, we choose peace when possible. General Dren arrived, his green scales bristling with anger. How did you do this? Our intelligence said you were primitive. Tae-ho spoke for the first time. We let you think that. For 50 years, we've hidden our true technology. We showed you old rockets and simple space stations while building quantum technology in secret. Min-jae placed a small device on the central table. It projected a hologram of Earth surrounded by the 47 hidden satellites. This is Project Thunderbolt, a quantum displacement system that creates a bubble of altered space-time. Your ships are now in that bubble. You can see normal space, but you cannot interact with it. Vox stared at the hologram. Release us immediately. We will, Min-jae said calmly. After you agree to our terms, he placed a document on the table. First, the Galactic Council will recognize Earth as a sovereign and equal power. Second, you will sign a non-aggression pact. Third, we want seats on the Council for 3 human representatives. Impossible, General Dren shouted. You are not advanced enough to join the Council. Tae-ho laughed. We just defeated your entire armada in 8 minutes without firing a shot. How much more advanced must we be? Min-jae raised a hand to calm the situation. We could have destroyed your fleet. Instead, we chose to demonstrate our capability, while preserving life. That shows both our power and our restraint. Fox looked from the document to the humans and back. The council will never agree to this. They will send another fleet. Perhaps, Min-jae said. But now they know what we can do. And they don't know what else we might be hiding. He activated another hologram. This one showed more Earth technology. Advanced ships hidden beneath the oceans. Weapons more powerful than anything the council had. Some were real. Some were still designs. The aliens couldn't tell the difference. We've been watching you for longer than you've been watching us, Min-jae explained. And we've learned that in this galaxy, it's sometimes wiser to appear weak, until the moment comes to reveal your strength. Fox sat heavily in his command chair. I need to consult with the council. Of course, Min-jae said. We'll allow limited communication. You have 24 hours to decide. 3 days later, Commander Tae-ho Kim stood beside President Yoon in the United Nations chamber. On the large screen, the Galactic Council was in emergency session. All 12 alien leaders were present, their faces showing a mix of anger, fear, and respect. The council has reviewed your terms, said the council leader, the gray-skinned alien with the large head. We are prepared to accept them, with conditions. President Yoon nodded. We are listening. We will recognize Earth as sovereign. We will sign the Non-Aggression Pact. We will grant you observer status on the Council, with the possibility of full membership after 10 years. President Yoon looked at Tae-ho, who nodded slightly. It was a good compromise. We accept these terms, President Yoon said. As a show of good faith, we will release your ships immediately after the documents are signed. The documents were transmitted, signed, and returned. Director Sun-mi Kang received the order to deactivate the quantum displacement field. One by one, the alien ships regained power and function. The alien armada departed Earth orbit the next day. They left in formation, their engines glowing against the black of space. They had come expecting an easy victory. They left knowing humans were a force to be respected. 1 week later, Tae-ho, Sun-mi, Ji-woo, Hyun-soo, Do-yeon, and Young-ho sat together on a beach. Above them, the night sky was filled with stars. Somewhere up there, the Galactic Council was still coming to terms with what had happened. The 8-minute war, Young-ho said, looking up at the stars, the shortest war in human history. And our first contact with aliens, Ji-woo added. Not exactly how I imagined it. Sun-mi watched the waves washing on the shore. What happens now? Tae-ho smiled. Now we take our place in the galaxy, not as conquerors or the conquered, but as equals. They'll be watching us closely, Hyun-soo warned. They'll want to know what other secrets we're hiding. Let them wonder, Do-yeon said with a laugh. It's good to keep the neighbors guessing. President Yoon had given them all medals in a private ceremony. The world celebrated them as heroes. But few people knew the full story. Few understood how close Earth had come to disaster, or how completely the humans had outthought an enemy that outgunned them. To the future, Tae-ho said, raising a small glass. The others raised their glasses too. To humanity, they said together. Above them, the stars seemed brighter than before. The galaxy was a dangerous place, full of powerful species and ancient empires, but now they all knew something important. Never underestimate humans.